And the Oscar goes to Charlie Kaufman, Michael Gondry, and Pierre Bismuth for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a film that hits all different types of emotions and uses its protagonist's subconscious and disjointed memories to unfold a narrative that's connected by one thing: a bond between two people who just chose to completely forget each other.
My name is Joel Barish, and I'm here to erase Clementine Krasinski.
It is the first movie I get the pleasure of reviewing after my Patreon members voted it to be the movie of February. So here I am, fulfilling my oath, reviewing Eternal Sunshine. Big shout out to Sean and Paddy Wagon Travels for voting on this movie. There were some tough selections to be made, and this one managed to win. If you'd like to join these two fellows in voting for the movies of the month and getting to pick a movie that I personally will make a video reviewing, join my Patreon. You can join for as little as $5 a month, or if you'd actually like to physically receive a copy, $20 for a DVD, $30 for a Blu-ray. I know it's a little bit much to ask for a movie, but it also does support me being able to create these videos at full quality to present to you guys. Of course, I am reviewing this for people who have seen the film, so big spoiler warning. It's a great, unpredictable film, and I wouldn't want to spoil it, so please take this seriously. Spoiler warning. You heard me. All right, so Charlie Kaufman, right? The guy behind Adaptation, the guy behind Anomalisa, Being John Malkovich, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is a weird movie. It really is. It opens up with what seems to be your typical guy meets girl, awkward guy meets outgoing girl sort of scenario.
Hi.
I'm sorry?
I just said hi.
Hi, hello. Hi.
So the two of them seem to be getting along. Things are a little awkward, a little flirty, and then out of nowhere there's an opening credits scene, and it's all gone to shit. And we soon discover what is to be the catch of this film, the procedure that wipes your memory. Now, Kaufman drops a couple of clues early in the film that can kind of be seen as revelations for second-time watchers. In the beginning of the movie, he comments that 2 years worth of journal pages ripped out of his journal, color of Clementine's hair. He notices a dent on the car in the beginning of the movie that later on, Kate Winslet actually gets in an accident and makes a sly comment about this. It's actually the last night that he sees her when she has orange hair. Shout out to Kate Winslet's hair. I've always adored her, especially as a child, seeing her boobies in Titanic. You know what I mean. I've always had a little crush on her, and she is so cute in this movie. Like, goddamn, so cute. These little details are what actually line up the chronological events of this film, because it's sort of easy to get lost. I think that's intentional. The movie is sort of a stream of conscience sort of narrative. We are diving into the subconscious of our main man, played by Jim Carrey, which, let me stop here for 1 second. Anytime someone brings up Jim Carrey, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is the first film to come to mind. It's easy to remember Jim Carrey for all of his other ridiculous roles, but when he got serious, when it got down to the nitty-gritty, Carrey was awesome. He really, really captures the soul of an insecure white man. And as an insecure white man, I can relate. There's several moments in the movie where he has perfectly captured my emotions in awkward situations. And I'll also note that Kate Winslet is just as good as the counter to his character, right? He's shy and insecure, she's outgoing and ambitious. So main man Joel is about to get this procedure done to remove Clementine from his memory. This is when things start to get really wonky. It starts to become hard to tell what is actually happening and what is happening in his dreams. Because as we discover, these doctors dive into your memories and create a map to delete people from your memories. Pretty simple, right? Yeah. I've got it figured out totally. No, but it's an interesting concept, a really cool theory that the movie gets to play with. Because as we journey through the conscience of Joel, we get to see all the memories of him and Clementine. And this is when the relationship between them is really built. And going into these places, the subconscious with the mindset of, hey, I want to remove this girl from my memory. Of course, we get the bad memories first. So off the bat, it's like, well, these two just don't seem to be any good for each other. Things are probably for the best here. Let's just go ahead and cut these memories. But as we dig deeper and we find out more about Joel, more about why he's insecure, because his mom didn't pick him up or she forgot about him when her friends are over. Just little details creating this person, this walking, breathing human that most guys can relate to, most people can relate to. And through this character development, we also get to see that Clementine is actually really good for Joel, and this makes everything so much harder to experience because now, as Joel is reliving all these memories, he decides he doesn't want this to happen anymore. And so he fights really hard to keep Clementine, to keep a hold of her in his memories, going as far as hiding her in embarrassing times. He takes Clementine to these spots so that the guys giving him brain damage, erasing these memories, wouldn't be able to find him. As someone who loves movies as much as I do, I have to give it to Kaufman for this very unique take on character development. Never before has a movie laid out its characters like this. And it's riveting entertainment. Or I've seen this movie 4 or 5 times, and every time I notice more details sprinkled throughout these dreams. But the first time you watch the movie, by the end, it's a bit of a hot mess. You really don't know what to think. And then the ending is so crucial when both of them, Clementine and Joel, get the evidence of them deleting each other from their minds. The end of this film reveals 2 things. One is that the beginning of the movie was actually them meeting for the second time. It was them meeting after both of them had each other erased, and they meet the place they first fell in love, as the movie shows. But more importantly, what the end of this movie is screaming is that though these people have differences, though they've been through this before, they still choose to be together because they love each other. And even though there's eventually going to be a hardship, they just say, okay. And it's a bittersweet, tear-jerking end that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Not to mention the whole little sub-relationship between Kirsten Dunst and Tom Wilkinson's characters. Like, wow. Because it's really obvious that the character Mary has a crush on Dr. Howard, and that there was obviously something going on between them. Poor Ruffalo. Poor Mark, he just wanted a girl. He didn't even know, man. He didn't even know.
Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot.
Just wanted to get high and make babies.
Yeah, it's totally incredible.
What Howard gives to the world.
When it's revealed that they actually had a relationship and that they had cut it off and got her memory erased, you notice at the time that there really is a doubt surrounding this procedure. It doesn't work 100%. That sort of emotion lingers, right? It's not able to be scientifically removed, which is just a cutesy little sci-fi romance thing that no other film has kind of talked about. That I think this movie does really well. And who else does sci-fi romance like this? Nobody. Also, when did Frodo have time to try to steal Clementine like that? Like, what the fuck, man? Shit, no, let's go back to the Shire, you piece of shit. And for being a film that released in 2003, the editing is also phenomenal. There is so much going on. This is a very sporadic movie as they jump from dream to dream, from subconscious to reality. Without the editing, this movie would be completely lost, all right? I mean, it's already tough to grasp as you're eating it up, but imagine the editor just sucking and nothing making sense. That would suck. That would have ruined this whole movie. So the editor, For what they had at this time, they did a great job, and I don't find there being any cheese. I think it has huge rewatchability. What comes to my mind is the scene where he's a child and Clementine is one of his mom's friends. They really had a life-size or a double XL, triple XL life-size kitchen where Jim Carrey could play around and looking like a child. That was a cool set design. Or when him and Clementine were in the sink, like, did they build a sink the size of a bathtub? I don't know. It worked though. I love Mark Ruffalo and Elijah Wood's stupid relationship when they're getting drunk and wiping people's memories away. Like, I think this is something to take seriously. David Cross wants to smoke a joint.
Anybody want a joint?
There's a lot of memorable moments, a lot of little details that I remember. One of the first things Caitlin noted about the movie was that it sounds like the soundtrack to a coming-of-age movie. And I was like, yeah, it sort of does. It kind of has a coming-of-age vibe to its genre as well.
Change your heart, it will astound you.
I actually haven't seen anything else from director Michael Gondry to talk about besides Green Hornet, and I don't really think there's much to talk about there, but he did great work on this, so maybe we'll check him out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go check out my Patreon. Even if you don't want to be a member, just go check it out to see how it works or how it looks. I got a lot of cool stuff cooking in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. Subscribe, like the video if you did, share it with some friends, and I'll see you next week.